Hello, my friends. Welcome to Studio de Heffrey. It's nice to see you. A couple of things I want to knock out today. I've been gone a while from the tube because that's my right. But I got some Cowboys stuff for you because I saw a couple of comments from people that were like, hey, Jeff, where are you? I need my Cowboys stuff. And that's cool. I got some Cowboys stuff for you. I asked on Twitter at JC1053 for some questions. So we'll talk about Keanu Neal, Reggie Robinson, Dan Quinn, all sorts of different Cowboys stuff. But I'm a man. I can do whatever I want on here. I want to talk about the Mavericks for a second. Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic and them got their butts kicked last night. Series 2-2 with the Clippers. And this is my problem with sports media pretty much in general, right? Like the highest paid dudes in sports are the guys who just argue about crap and pretend things that are bigger than they are. And it's real weird. So, like, it's a 2-2 series, and the Mavericks might win the series. At this point, I won't pick them to. But it's like the perfect illustration of everything that is wrong in sports media is when the Mavericks were up 2-0, like the Clippers were quitters and they weren't physically or mentally tough and they were mailing it in. When what happened in games 1 and 2 between the Mavericks and Clippers is the Mavericks were a really good basketball team that played incredible basketball for 2 nights and made shots, right? Like Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Pat Beverly, Batum, name them. The Clippers were not quitting. There was nothing mentally weak about what they did. They played fairly well, and they lost 2 games to a team that played incredible. And then they got to Dallas, and guess what? The Clippers, who are a really good basketball team, played great. Suddenly Marcus Morris is hitting his corner threes. Everybody just wants to make up narratives where it's like, well, if you beat them, that means that what it means is that they lost at sports, and sports are hard. But so much of sports media is about you got to bring this strong opinion. And like, I have strong opinions on different sports topics, right? You guys know how I feel about paying running backs. That's a strong sports opinion, and I believe that. But man, so much is just fabricated garbage that sucks. So I'm enjoying a basketball series between Luka and the Mavs and Kawhi and Paul George and the Clippers. And I think even when I'm talking about football on this channel, it'll be way more, I think, like measured and observation-based than people who just want to make a headline where it's like, so-and-so sucks, so-and-so amazing. And like, I don't know. But I'm glad there are places where real like analysis and measured opinions exist, because my strong sports opinion most of the time is that whatever the strong sports opinion is reckless and stupid and designed to draw attention. Encoding overloaded. Oh, computer probably needs a reboot. Hope the video doesn't screw up because of it. All right. Now, I will do a little Cowboys chatter for you here because I know a lot of my peeps are here for Cowboys chatter. Let me see here. Kip. He said, you've been slow on the Cowboys talk. Recuperating from the draft, I suppose. You're my go-to for football talk, though, and I'm starving. Give us some Cowboys content. Well, I also don't want to fake it. Like, if there's not a lot going on, I'm not in a hurry. And then sometimes I just feel like I've been overloaded, and so I chill out for a while. So I was chilling out for a while. Carson. He said, could Jabril Cox and Keanu Neal be a Sam linebacker? Jabril Cox could not be a Sam linebacker. At least not in my opinion. Because Jabril Cox is not a good run defender, and like he's a coverage guy. He's closer to a strong safety than he is to a Sam linebacker. So for him, I would say no. For Keanu Neal, probably. I don't think that's his strong suit either. I think both of those guys you're talking about, you'd rather have him as a weak side linebacker. Because a strong side linebacker in the NFL, a lot of times you're lining up right there down by the line of scrimmage and you're wrestling with a tight end or an offensive tackle or whatever. And that's not their game. These are guys that you would ideally have on the weak side where hopefully no blocker gets their hands on them and they can run around, make tackles, and play in coverage. Let me see. Malik Hooker, reality or fiction? Cheers from Spain. Keep up with the great content. I hadn't seen anything about Malik Hooker lately as it involves the Cowboys. But I will tell you this. I hinted at it at the time because sometimes you have to hint at things instead of just saying them outright. So a lot of times if I say something, you just have to read between the lines because, sometimes you're not supposed to know things. When they signed DeMonte KZ and not Malik Hooker, It wasn't that like they were like, we like KZ, he's a better player or whatever. It was, KZ's going to be ready to play. And we don't know if Malik Hooker's going to be ready to play. It was a medical decision. So, like, if Malik Hooker is still on the cheap and you feel like he's going to be ready to play football, I would do it. Do I anticipate the Cowboys will? No, I don't see that happening. Brian, Reggie Robinson expectations. Well, I expect anybody who's drafted in the first 3 rounds to make a football team. So, for the Cowboys right now and at their OTAs, at least when the media could see it, your starting corners were actually Trevon Diggs, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. So, it was your 3 vets, if you can call a second-year Diggs a vet. And then Kelvin Joseph is a second-round pick, so he's making your football team. Deshaun Wright, third-round pick, he's making your football team. So Reggie Robinson is battling a bunch of dudes for cornerback 6. That's my expectation. Poor guy got moved around where it's like, we don't have good safeties. You're a safety now. And then he never got to play at safety, and they're like, all right, and you're a corner again. So I liked Reggie Robinson in college. I hope that he's cornerback 6 on this football team, and that's what he's fighting for. He's fighting to be a guy that makes the roster and hopefully can be active on game day, but I don't anticipate that they're going to kick out Anthony Brown or Jordan Lewis. I don't anticipate that one of their top 3-round picks is not going to make the football team. So, Matt, what new Cowboys position coach will make the biggest impact this season? It's not a position coach, but it's going to be, to me, it's Dan Quinn. And he is a great defensive line coach, but to me, it's Dan Quinn. It's night and day watching Mike Nolan and Dan Quinn communicate and talk about football. Just night and day. It's night and day with Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. So there's that. Okay, that's all I got. So I need you guys to leave in the comments what you want to hear about so I can crank this content machine back up. And Gabriel said thoughts on the Mavs series. My thoughts on the Mavs series is they played outstanding basketball for 2 games, then they played good basketball for a game, and then they did not play good basketball for a game, and Luka's hurt. So I'm scared. My anticipation is that the Mavericks will probably lose the series in 6 or 7. But, again, sports. If suddenly Dodo and Timmy Hardaway and Maxi Kleba get back to where they can't miss from 3, you'll win Game 5, as long as Luka is reasonably healthy. If KP catches fire, you probably win. But 2 really good basketball teams that are playing against each other, and it's a lot of fun to watch. That's my thoughts on the Mavs series. And I wish that Luka was healthy so you'd have a better chance to beat these fools. That's where I'm at. All right. Again, leave in the comments what you want to hear about either later today or tomorrow. I don't know. I'm waiting on a Call of Duty update to finish so that I can go play video games for a bit and then do whatever I do today. So I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Tell your friends. Leave in the random question of the day. Random question of the day. Favorite video game of all time? All time. Mine would probably be SOCOM 2. What was it, on PS2? Or maybe one of the Final Fantasies. Final Fantasy 1. It was solid. NES. Favorite video game of all time? Leave it in the comments. I love you. Bye.